Well, hi. Welcome to another installment of me basically ranking things that nobody asked for. I'm your host, Ers. And today I'll rank every single villager. Well, of course, thanks to the great response to the last video and to the overblowing, out of this world amount of requests to do this video, here I am. I feel like I always have to say this beforehand, but these are my opinions. If I put any of your favorite villagers on the bottom, I'm sorry, but at the same time, I'm not, because you have no taste. So with that being said, let's take a look at the tiers. First, we have...
No, I don't think you understand. I'm obsessed.
Which basically is a little group of villagers that I love and that I would do everything to protect, and that I have probably married or I'm about to marry in the game that I'm playing. Then we have the...
But I need to tell you something.
Which, in the words of Carly Rae Jepsen, is basically what it means. I really like these characters, though they're not up there, but they're characters that make my heart go a little bit soft, and they make me happy. Aww. Then we have... These are villagers that I don't necessarily love and that I don't think I would marry, but at the same time they're quite lovely and they have their own quirks, and yeah, they're not necessarily my favorite or my least favorite, they're just there, and they make maybe the town seem a little bit livelier. Then we have...
A profound silence has entered the chat.
Which, these villagers have no flavor, no actual meaning to the game, you know what I mean? These characters are basically filler characters that could have been developed a little bit more profoundly, but we got these characters instead. And then we have... Which I'm laughing at how pathetic, how bad, and how dumb and how insufferable these villagers are.
I am embarrassed to be sitting here in your presence, having to even dignify you with an answer of my opinion.
They make me sick. I hate them. Please leave Stardew Valley. Thank you so much. So, with that being said, let's start. So first we have Abigail, and I'm sorry to you all, but Abigail deserves the whole entire world. She was the first bachelorette that I decided to marry. She's a bit of a bitch, sometimes she can be a little bit of a bitch, but I feel she's really nice and really heartfelt, and she has that mentality of I don't need anyone, and I kinda like that. And she also has purple hair, which adds a lot of points to her score. Then we have Alex, and oh my god, I hate it here. Alex, best husband, and also best development. I love this character to pieces. I love him so much. At first, he's a bit of a head case and super insufferable, but as you get to know him, you get to know his backstory, and he's so lovely. he could have been this sort of like Nate Jacobs from Euphoria, but we got Alex, and I'm thankful for that. Then we have this dude, which I believe... Who the fuck is this dude? So he doesn't even get a name. He's called Bouncer, which I don't know if that's his name or his like profession. And yeah, like a profound silence has entered the chat. Like no thoughts, head empty. Like I know who he is, but like he does nothing. He's like so pointless. Then we have Caroline. Caroline is super boring. Like the only thing I remember about her is her having the back garden and loving vegetables. You know what? I feel like Caroline would be the kind of girl that would be in a stock image eating a salad while smiling. She would be definitely that person. Then we have Clint. And Clint. He's really useful in the game. He's actually like really useful. He makes your life way easier. However, he's also really expensive. He charges you like a lot, and I do not appreciate that. So a profound silence has entered the chat. Get better, Clint. Then we have Demetrius. And Demetrius is Robin's husband, Sebastian's stepfather, Mari's father, but like apart from doing science, he does nothing and noticeable. I don't know. A profound silence has entered the chat. Okay, then we have the dwarf, and the dwarf in my mind always goes with Krobus. These two are always like the weird ones, but I feel like Krobus is a bit better than Dwarf. Dwarf is a bit of a pushover, you know what I mean? Like I don't even remember what he does. He sells stuff, I think, but Krobus also does that. And I think he doesn't even talk to you because he doesn't even talk our language. I don't know. Boring. Elliot. I don't like Elliot. I don't like him. He's like so self-centered and so like I'm not like the other girls. You know what I mean? He's so annoying and he's like so pretentious. And so I don't know, like look at his like side profile. He's like looking at you with like a side eye, like his chin up. He's like belittling us. I say no, Elliot. Then we have Emily, and she's really fun. I bet, you know, in like a different universe, she would like snuck drugs to Abigail, Sam, and Sebastian. I do believe it. And I don't know, like her whole like hippie, you know, like fashionista thing is just like so cool. But I don't think she gets I really like you. I think she gets Charlie XCX opening her eyes, because I've always felt like she was pretty boring, but after she became like a bachelorette, I feel like I've grown to love her a little bit more. I don't know. Then we have Evelyn, which is like the grandma of the town, and she's so lovely. She deserves the entire world. She's like pretty pointless. I think the most interesting thing that she does is giving you like her cookies recipe, but she's so lovely. Like you cannot pretend you don't like this woman. She's so precious, and she also takes like care of the flowers in town.
Love Evelyn.
However, then we have George, her husband. He's a huge dick, to be honest. I don't know how did they end up together, but he's a bit of a dick. No. I mean, he doesn't deserve like the Bridget Nielsen laughing tier, because those pictures like are ones that I hate. Then we have Jill, which is Marlon's friend, brother, cousin, I don't fucking know. All he does is sit in a rocking chair on the shop that they run and rock, you know, and no, like, you're so boring.
Perhaps I might have made a little mistake and forgot that Gil gives you rewards when you slay a certain amount of enemies in the mines. Sorry, loves XX.
Then we have the governor, and to me he looks like a potato. He looks like a baked potato in a purple gown. He's so pointless too. Like, all he does is like taste the soup and he's like, oh, I like it, oh, I don't like it. So yeah, like, the performance analysis under the chat. Will we ever get out of this tier? I don't fucking know. Then we have our grandpa, and listen, before you say anything to grandpa, if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't be able to play Stardew Valley, so for that sole reason, I really like him. You know what? He deserves it. Then we have Gunther, and Gunther, you know, like, you cannot talk to him, which I think is kind of a lame thing, and he basically lives in the library, but he gives you stuff. Of course, in change of minerals and artifacts, but like, he doesn't seem like a bad dude. You know, he also gives you the key to the sewers. I'm gonna put him on Charlie XCX opening her eyes to super base, cause I really don't know where to put him, because he's really nice, he's like really lovely, but at the same time he's kind of boring, but he also runs a salon, so I don't know what to say. Mainly because he runs a saloon, I'm gonna put him on Charlie XCX opening her eyes to super base. Okay, I decided that I'm going to change Grandpa back here, because even if he gave us like the farm and everything, I feel like it's a bit of a overstatement to put him that high. You know what I mean? I bet you all feel me. Please don't cancel me. Thank you. Then we have Haley, and let me tell you, Haley is that bitch. I love her. She's really cool. And I'm thinking of marrying her in this save file. There's another candidate that we'll get to eventually. So yeah, I don't know. We might be best friends. She's super cool. She also likes photography and fashion, and are two things that I love. So yeah, like, she deserves. Now we have Harvey. And Harvey is a bit of a softie. You know, he doesn't get the jokes, he doesn't get the puns. He's a bit slow, but at the same time, he's really clever. And I don't know, I have like a bit of a soft spot for him, because in a way I want to hug him and I want to tell him that everything's gonna be fine, and that he doesn't need to preoccupy so much about everything. So I'm gonna put her here. According to the Stardew Valley wiki, this is a henchman, and I swear I've never seen this man in my whole life.
I hate to say it, I hope I don't sound ridiculous. I don't know who this man is. I mean, he could be walking down the street, I wouldn't know a thing. Sorry to this man.
Anyways, you go here because I don't care about you. Then we have Jazz. She's so shy, like, she's so quiet. However, if you look at her face, she's always have like a smug face, and I'm wondering, what is she hiding? You know, like, what is going through her head? But yeah, like, I could not rank her with these people. Okay, then we have Jody, and Jody, I feel like she goes with Caroline. Like, I don't have anything to say about Jody. Then we have Kent, and I have a little bit of a conflict with Kent, and it is that he seems like such a dickhead, but at the same time, he's also a DILF. So, yeah. He goes here, I guess. Then we have Krobes, which is the being that lives on the sewers. He's really nice and really like cute in a weird way. So yeah, he deserves to be here. Okay, then we have Leah, and I feel like everyone's going to kill me, but I've never befriended Leah for some reason. Like I've been friends with her, but I've never considered to marry her for some reason. Like, she's really pretty. It's kind of hard to find her sometimes, you know, like I would only find her at night on the saloon. So I don't know, like I wanna like her, but she makes it difficult. Then we have this bitch, which also goes by the name of this clown, which he also goes by the name of Louis. I hate him. He's a dick. He's a boomer. He could go fuck himself. I don't like him. Then we have Linus, and I love Linus. He's so sweet and so like caring. Then we have Marlon, and the only thing that I can remember about him is that he runs the shop where you can buy like swords and all of that stuff, and he also gives you like the first sword once you like enter the mines for the first time. But I don't know, like he's really plain. He's like so uneventful. Like out of that, like those two things, there's nothing. So yeah, like you go here. Then we have Marnie, and I happen to also be like a bit conflicted with Marnie because she seems really sweet, but at the same time she's having a romance with Louis, which is a dick. And like the whole story with Louis is such good tea. So just because of that, I'm gonna put her in here because she deserved that spot. You know, she's not pointless at all. And she also runs a farm, and she gives you animals to take care of. Like, and she gives you the cat or the dog. Yeah, straight up here. I'm sorry, Marnie, for disrespecting you. Okay, now we're in the final row, and we have Maru. I really like Maru. She's so sweet. She's like the opposite of Sebastian, and we'll get to Sebastian later, but I really like Maru. Like, she seems like the type of girl that's like mistaken for being a Miss Know-It-All, super intelligent, but I feel like she's also like a huge feeler and a huge emotional being. And you know what, like I love her for that. Like, go on. And she's also an engineer. Like, what else? Give us all, Maru. And also, like, I hate that she's really hard to come by at some days because she stays in her bedroom like all day, like Sebastian. But out of that, like, she's really lovely and she's like really nice. Then we have this bitch, which also goes by the name of this clown, which by the way is not Louis, it's Morris. And you know what rhymes with Louis? Morris. And you know what they have in common? That they both suck. Fuck you. Then we have Mr. Q, and I think he runs the casino. Like I said, I haven't played the game in a long time, and I'm just like starting it. There's nothing like interesting about him. apart from like the quests that he gives you to enter to the casino. Like the quests are so annoying too. Nah, fuck off. Then we have the legend, the myth, Pam. She's Penny's mother, and at the same time I feel a lot for Penny because she's such a bad mother, but she's also like such a funny character. But I also don't love her, mainly because she's like a really bad mother. So I'm gonna put her in here. Then we have Penny, and let me tell you, this girl deserves everything. Like, she's super nice, she's like super polite, she takes care of her mother. She also plays a role as a teacher for both Vincent and Jazz, and she's super nice. You know, but she goes up here with Maru. And also I believe that Maru and Penny could have like a thing, and that would be like the cutest thing ever. Thank you. Then we have Pierre. Okay, now we have Robin, and she's so cool. Like, she reminds me a lot of my mother because she's like such a hard worker. Apart from that, like, she's super nice and super caring, and at the same time she's like so cool to talk to. You know what I mean? Like, straight up, I really like you. She deserves it. Okay, then we have Sam, my baby, my sunshine, my cinnamon roll. And remember when I said that I planned to marry Haley? Well, Sam is the one that I was planning to marry at first, but like I said, Haley kind of like popped into my mind, and now I'm kind of curious and I'm kind of like confused at the same time. But yeah, like, Sam, he deserves the moon, he deserves the sun. Well, he doesn't deserve the sun because he's a sun. Then we have Sandy, and even though she's kind of like a late game character, she has like so much personality, and also like the fact that she's good friends with Emily is like so on point. You know, because I would love to see like both of them together having a conversation. It would be the funniest shit ever. And also, like, she's a fashion icon, and she gives me like huge like bisexual vibes. She's a bit of a legend. Okay, then we have my emo boy, Sebastian. First of all, yeah, I do have also a really soft spot for Sebastian. I don't know why, but I like characters that are mean at the beginning, mean or rude or cold, and then like they kind of like warm up to you and they become this sort of like super cute relationship. I married him, and he was so cute. He was like so caring. He was so nice. And also he has a motorbike. Like, that's like the biggest dick energy. However, then we have Shane, and this is going to be the thing that gets me cancelled. If you're watching this and you like Shane, I'm sorry, you have no taste. I don't like Shane at all. He's annoying as fuck. He's like super rude. Like, for no reason, because, you know, like, for example, Alex can be kind of rude, and Sebastian can also be kind of rude, but this dude is like straight up rude. He's like, fuck off. He's everything that I don't want to be.
Hi there, I'm writing this just to say that I've probably been a bit rude towards a 2D character. I completely forgot his backstory and his drinking problems, and now I see him with other eyes. Even if I still hate him, I'm willing to say that he deserves to be in the Charlie XCX opening her eyes to super bass tier. That's all, hee hee hoo hoo.
Then we have Vincent, and he's such a cutie. Like, oh my god, he seems like such a lovely lad. I wanna cry. Then we have Willie. I don't ever remember befriending him and wanting to be like friends with him. I think he just sends you fish to your mail if you're friends with him, which is kind of weird. And last, we have the wizard. Rasmodius, I think that's how you pronounce it. He's cool. I think he's really cool, actually. I know a lot of people don't like him, and I get why. But I don't know, to me he just seems like a bit of a grumpy man. But he's never like angry. He's just like a bit angry with the world, and he just wants to live alone in a tower. I think I can relate to that some days. Not today. Today I'm doing fine. But like some days I would also like to live in the middle of nowhere in a tower of rocks with a cauldron, doing potions and shit, and talking to Junimos. I think I rate that highly. Well, so this is the ranking. Let me know in the comments if you agree, which I know that you want. Which villagers do you like? Which villagers would you rate higher? And which villagers would you rate lower? Actually, don't answer the last question because I will get sad. And that's all. Again, like this video, subscribe if you will. I don't know if I'm going to make another video. Maybe you can find me in like 6 months uploading another tier list video, because that's my job. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next time. Bye.